Hello, friends. Welcome back to Gecko's Gaming. Today we're going to be coming back to an old favorite, the red Stompy deck in Timeless. However, there's been a few updates to the deck to react to the blue-dominated meta at this point. There's blue tempo decks everywhere, and they play a lot of one-mana spells. And so the time is ripe for a well-timed Chalice of the Void to disrupt them. And we have Ancient Tomb and Chrome Mox as ways to ramp it out on turn one before, especially if we're on the play, that's before they could even have a chance to do anything. And in previous iterations of the deck that have been popular over the recent seasons, we have eschewed the prison package, like Blood Moon, Magus of the Moon, Chalice of the Void have been kind of on the back burner. People haven't been really open to playing them. But with these new blue decks and how many non-basic lands that they're playing that they rely on, and then also how many one-mana spells that they're playing, this is maybe has its time to shine now. The more prison type strategy that we're used to seeing in Legacy. Now, if we want to play Chalice of the Void, unfortunately, we have to cut Lightning Bolts and Ragavan, because those get countered by it. And you can't even dash Ragavan through a Chalice as far as I understand, because the mana value is still 1, even if you pay 2. So you have to make some pretty big sacrifices, but with how much blue is running around and how good this deck is at shutting down blue decks, I think it's worth it. And I want to give a shout out to Kore, who I think was the first person I saw post a list with the Chalice of the Void and then the 4 Lithomantic Barrages in the main, which is kind of funny at first glance, but it actually works out pretty well. You notice it is a 1-mana spell, but you notice the first line of text there says this spell can be countered. So Chalice of the Void doesn't counter it, and it can do 1 damage to anything. You know, sometimes it's helpful picking up a Bowmaster or various X1s that you might run into, a Ragavan or whatnot, an Ocelot Pride. But against blue decks, you can take out anything. I mean, you can even take out like a pretty big Frog for 5 damage. You can take out Tameo, you can take out Hydroponics. So this is a very, very much tuned towards hating on blue, and it does that very effectively. The rest of the deck, there's not much new to say about it. This is the same configuration, the same strategy we've seen previously in Timeless for Red Stompy. We are ramping out big fatties ahead of schedule. We're pressuring them with Bombardiers. We're getting value with Fable and the Ring. And Pyroglyph also can do a lot of damage, and the deck has a lot of explosive potential to pressure their life total and really just kill them out of nowhere with Bombardiers, Pyroglyph. Palantir of Orthanc plays into that strategy as well, where you can get this out early, start drawing cards from it, and against a deck like this, an opponent's going to be... You really just put them between a rock and a hard place, because if they choose to take the damage, as I said, we have a lot of ways to threaten to kill them out of nowhere. But if they let us draw cards, then we're drawing cards, and that's a good thing. So that's the main deck. The sideboard is we have Roast in here because the black Stompy type decks, the black One Ring decks, are a big challenge, and Roast takes care of most of what you need to. Shield Dread is a huge problem. Roast is here primarily to take care of Shield Dread, but it can also hit a Troll. It can also hit like a medium to large size Glyph as long as it doesn't get up to 6. So that's really important for that matchup. That's why it's here, basically. I don't know if I bring it in any other matchups, really. Roiling Vortex is sort of left over from Show and Tell. Show and Tell isn't really a dominating force anymore, but it still casts a large shadow over the format. And so I still play 2 Roiling Vortexes because it's just so good against that deck. It could have randomly other applications, like I could see bringing it in against the black decks where they gain a lot of life. I could see bringing it in against blue sometimes. Some people like bringing it in against the blue decks because it's just a repeatable source of damage that's hard to interact with, and it punishes them for playing Force of Negation, which is pretty important against our deck. But that's kind of up to you. I think if I was to go into a tournament with this, I'd probably cut the Vortexes for a 4th Disruptor Flute and a 4th Roast or something like that. But they're in here now. Still scared of Show and Tell, so that's why they're there. Unlicensed Hearse is, I think, my favorite of the graveyard options. You can't really play Ghost Vacuum because of Chalice, but you could play like Tormod's Crypt or Leyline of the Void I like Hearst. You can cast it on turn 1. The deck is kind of tuned to be able to cast colorless 2-mana spells that have schedule, and so it's good there. And it turns into a threat later. And you can really chomp through like quite a lot of graveyard. Exiling 2 per turn is pretty good, pretty effective. It helps against the Golgari decks that are using strip mines out of the graveyard, and obviously helps against graveyard combo based decks like Reanimator. Normally 2 mana would be probably too slow for an effect like this, but again, our deck is sort of designed to cast 2 mana spell on turn 1, and then in that case it is helpful. And the fact that it can help beat down, it can turn like a random 2/2 token or a Magus to the Moon that isn't doing much on the board, can accrue it, and then it can be a pretty big creature to finish the game. So it plays into the strategy that way as well. That's why I like it. Disruptive Flute is for combo decks and Planeswalker type stuff sometimes, but primarily you're using this against Dark Ritual combo decks to shut down maybe a Necro if you need to, or a Sorin, or just in general make combo decks make their key cards cost more. This deck is weak to combo. It's probably our biggest weakness, so the flutes do a lot of heavy lifting. 5th Blood Moon. I mean, we have the 4 Megacities, but then we have actual Blood Moon. Just bringing it against the blue decks. We're more or less pre-boarded against blue, but you can trim something, maybe a top-end spell or like 1 Chrome Mox or something like that against blue. Bring in the Blood Moon. And then Pyrokinesis is here for Mardu and energy type decks and just fast creature decks. We already have the 4 Furies, and then when you add the 4 Pyrokinesis against it, we have 8 free ways to basically clear a Mardu or an energy board, which is very helpful. There's a lot of energy running around right now. It's pretty good in the meta. So yeah, that's the deck. And please like and subscribe if you want to see more content. And let's go ahead and hop into some games. All right, let's see what we got here. We have turn 1 Chalice, and then not much else to follow it up with. We have to draw into some gas, but I still think this is a keepable hand. It's almost entirely mana, but... Okay, Magus is nice. We could do a turn 1 Magus. It's more likely to break through... It's more likely to break through a Force of Negation, so I'm going to go for it. See if I counter my Chrome Mox first. I do not. Just go turn 1 Magus. See if that's enough. So they can get it basic here, and then we can strip it next turn. Sweet. Magus resolves. Brainstorm. Have a Chalice. Taking a look at the top of my library. They have a mountain. Oh yeah, I can't strip them now, of course, because my strip mine is a mountain. But they have a Dreadhorde Arcanist, and I'm not too concerned about that because we have Chalice of the Void. They will get 1 Brainstorm off of it. But after that, I think it's going to be pretty much done. They do have the Force. It's pretty good. Okay. So they're brainstorming again, but they're basically going to be lost because unless they have a Ponder, because they can't shuffle. Their fetch lands are turned off. Blocking seems free. Dragon's Race Channeler. Oh, that's good. You can cast off a mountain. Okay, Palantir. Okay, we can barrage the DRC, which is pretty nice. Let's go for that here. It can't be countered. They could conceivably cast a non-creature spell and give it Delirium. See if they have it. Because they have instant and artifact and land already. So instant wouldn't do it. They would need to like mill a sorcery. Mill to land so they didn't get there. Oh, they're going to try again. Okay. And they should know what the top card is. Yeah, they got there. Nice. Okay. Yeah, I think we're cooked because, yeah. I think we are cooked here. Flashback Bolt. It's pretty good too. You have a Palantir. I'll offer the trade for the Channeler. And let's start pressuring their life total. Usually they let you mill the first time, yeah. They'll usually mill the first time because their life total is high enough, so they took 3. We got the extra Palantir out of there, and now we'll draw a ring next turn. That should be pretty strong. Their deck operates pretty well under a Blood Moon, I will say. Alright, Brainstorm again. Surveil again first. Steel Cutter. They have another spell. Wow. Alright, let's play a ring. And let's draw some cards. Hold black to I think I'm fine with this. Okay, they're at 8. I can smash for 3 next turn, so I can take out one of their guys. It's not going to do that much, though. DRC has to attack. And then they'll get to flashback a Bolt and just Bolt, I guess. Bolt my Magus. I don't think I mind that. Oh, they choose not to. Yeah, I think he forgot that I had the ring out. Okay. It's an easy mistake to make. Everybody does that once in a while, I think. The DRC was attacking either way, so... At this point, they basically have to let me draw 4, 5, 6. I'm still really close to being dead. Yeah, they have to let me draw off Palantir, I think. Yeah, and I can take out one of the Dreadhorde Arcanists, but since I have 2, it's not going to do much. I don't know if it makes sense to just hit the Dragon's Race Channeler instead. Takes out a lot of the damage that they can do. Alternatively, I could play another Magus just to have another dumb guy out there. I think I'd rather take out their Dragon's Race Channeler though. And then I might as well attack with the Magus since it's going to get bolted anyways. These are both going to the bottom since they're 0 CMC. Let me draw, okay. Not only were they 0 CMC, but they're also kind of past their usefulness in the game at this point. Alright. So I'm going to be taking 6, and I'm going to take 2 more from my ring. And we should have next turn, so... Oh, he's going to try to strip me out. Strip 3 lands. And I can still cast my Goyf kind of no matter what, so... We got him here. Goyf is going to do 6. It's GG. This is a pretty close game. The opponent, I'm pretty impressed with how much they were able to do under turn 1 Blood Moon. Pyrogoyf for the win. Big old Goyf for 6 damage. They have DRC and Treasure Cruise and Arcanist. So maybe Hearst is good. Other than that, I don't know. Pyrokinesis seems okay. It's probably not much better than Fury. It's probably not really better than Fury, I guess. It'd be useful to take out a Dragon's Race Channeler at instant speed right before his Delirium. Could be helpful for that. I don't know if Megas of the Moon is going to be helpful. I think Barrage can definitely come out. Didn't see any blue creatures. I'd be surprised if they weren't playing like Hydroponics though or something like that. It can hit an early DRC, but that's really unreliable as we saw last game. So got some number of Lithomantic Barrages. I want the Hearses, I think. And I think I want Pyrokinesis. And that's probably about it. And I'm not sure if there's like any number of barrages that's fine to play. Similarly, Magus does not seem great here. I don't want to cut too many red cards since we're bringing in Pyrokinesis. Guess I'll cut 1 Mox. One goes first. We're on the draw with a kind of slow hand. We have Fury. I think I'll keep it. It's like a turn 2 Fable, which is fine. A couple Strip Mines can do some stuff. There's the Hydroponics. Let's just go straight for the Chalice on 1 since we top decked that. Should be pretty good here. Okay, that resolves. Next, we're going to need to take out the Hydroponics. And do I want to discard my Mountain or my Fable? Either way, I can't cast Fable next turn if I get rid of the Mountain, so... I think the... It's kind of close, actually. I don't think I need Fable that much since I have a ring. Or maybe I just let them keep the Hydroponics and like play a Fable next turn. I'm gonna do this because I have a relatively high chance of drawing a red source, and if I don't, I can still cast Ring in the foreseeable future. I'm gonna strip my Steam Vents, or my Ancient Tomb, I think. Nope. Maybe strip my Ancient Tomb. Thinking about it. Loots. Oh, he's named the One Ring. Yeah, okay. We draw a Fury. I think I'm gonna strip their Steam Vents. And yeah, I'm stripping the Steam Vents because I'm just waiting to draw a red source before I can do anything anyways, so. I'm in a bit of a stalemate. They have more lands. Another Chalice. Did they play a 0-mana spell last game? I felt like maybe they did. I don't remember. Yeah, they have, yeah. They had Bauble, didn't they? I could Chalice just to turn off their Bauble. It's not terrible. I'm pretty far away from Chalicing for 2 anyways. It does turn off my Chromox, but I only have 3 in the deck. It has a pretty good chance of going back to bite me. Let's just not for now. Let's give it a turn. If they cast a Bauble, it's not the end of the world. It's a draw card. That's about it. Just waiting to draw another land. Land waiting room. There's the Bauble. Did you get punished a little bit? They drew their Bauble before I drew my Mox. So they're checking the top card to see if they want to fetch. Looks like they like the top card, so they're drawing it. I did not like my top card. It's not a 3-drop. I did think about stripping in case they have a 2-drop to play. It looks like they don't. I wonder what they have in their hand. Probably just a bunch of counter spells and removal. And like, I guess 1-drops too. Okay. Hold down for 1. See if they can slip a 1-drop in quick. They have no Chalice next turn. So Unless they have a force of negation, that should be pretty good. It's likely that they do at this point. They've had a lot of turns to draw cards, so I think we run out the Chalice either way. If I draw a land, I might want to play the Fable. Oh, okay, we're running out another Chalice. Chalice on one again, go! Wow, it resolves, okay. So what do they have? Not force of negation. Unless they have like another meltdown and they just don't care about the Chalice. Having a braid, okay. Kind of amazing how many turns we've gone without drawing a land here. Wow. Alright. Yeah. So we're doing this now. I guess I'll exile one of the... Let's exile one of the Fables first, I guess. I mean, we're clearly in a really bad position here. It's arguable that I should have shouldn't have stripped way earlier in the game. Probably was a bad call. Do that. Alright, yep, we're cooked. Just have nothing. This one resolves, okay. Maybe there's a chance. Looks like they just kept him on top. I didn't hear the little shuffle thing, but maybe it was just too quiet. They need to fix Ponder. You can't tell if they top or not. Yep. All right. Vegas is just not that good here. Not really sure what's better. Go back to the 4 barrages. It doesn't... They have enough red creatures that it's not great, but... Alright, so here we have a turn 1 Palantir. And then turn 2 Ring. I think that's reasonable. I don't want either of these. Ragavan too. Didn't see him the first two games. Alright, we do have a healthy Pyrogorth that can come down here and take out the Ragavan. I think that's the direction that we need to go. It sucks doing all this damage to ourselves so early against a deck with a lot of burn. But we can't really let Ragavan live, right? So... I don't think it matters how I stack this. That's a lot of damage if they decide to mill. But if they do mill these, it doesn't pump my Goyf at all.
Yep, yep.
Let's see, which one would I rather have here? I don't really want the Fury, honestly. I would like them to mill it, but I don't want it right now in my hand. It's pretty bad in my hand. Let's split the difference and go like this. I wouldn't mind drawing another Pyroglyph, but if they did let me draw... Okay, that's nice to take a bunch of damage. Oh, nice. Pyro goes up to 4. That's huge. He's now out of bolt range. GG. Alright. Alright, let's hop into the next round here. And... this hand is not good. They have Gigantha, so it's probably some kind of a Jund deck, or maybe... some versions of Energy play that, like Boros or Mardu. Sometimes they play Gigantha if they want Flage in the deck, or their Ring. On the draw, I don't think this is going to be good enough. We don't have any play on turn 1, so I'm going to mulligan. Similar hand where we don't have anything to do until, honestly, turn 3 here, so we're going to mulligan again. This is fine. Probably just put back the Chrome Moxes, because that's too much card disadvantage and we're already down so low. We have enough mana sources to get off the ground. Lithomantic Barrage can cover our bases if against like a Ocelot Pride or something. So let's just go for the Chalice of the Void on 1 right off the bat. Green red. Okay, so this is going to be one of those red green lands decks probably. Lightning Bolt, huh? Okay. Strip mine on my tomb, sure. Yeah, I'm sure they're playing Ren and 6 and Wary Zone Guard. I don't think they have anything for 0 that's worth chalicing usually in these decks. There's the Zone Guard. I think we're probably just scooped to that. Kind of a rough one. I mean, we had to mull the 5 and then even then kept like a pretty mediocre hand, so I can play a Pyroglyph here. It's not enough. No, I can't. I don't know why I said I can play Pyroglyph if I can't. I think I'll just script this. There's not much I can do there. Alright, Blood Moon is good. Pyrokinesis is nice. You can take out a Zone Guard at instant speed. It doesn't hit Ren and 6 though. It only hits creatures. Curse, Flutes are both kind of reasonable. I think I want some Flutes. The Barrage doesn't do anything, so we'll cut all of those. Gross is okay. Probably not. I mean, it hits Wary Zone Guard. They usually play Deathrite Shaman too, so you can hit some of that kind of stuff, but other than that, it doesn't do a whole lot. How many Flutes do I want? It can stop Ren and 6, it can stop Strip Mine. Curse is okay too. Is Chalice any good? They do play Bolt, apparently. They also play usually Crop Rotation in these types of decks. I think Chalice of the Void is kind of mid. I don't know if Flute and Hearse is better. Just looking through here, making sure there's nothing else obvious to cut. I don't think that there is. I'll cut 2 Chalices for 2 Hearse. I don't know if that's right, but there's not much else that we're really interested in here. This deck is definitely not tuned for Gruul mid-range. Alright, we have a turn 1 Chalice again. I guess we'll go with that. This is a much better hand. Turn 1 Chalice, turn 2 Hearse. Or maybe not. The old Strip Mine, sure. Got me with the Strip Mine. Solid push. Okay, so they're like on Jund actually. We didn't see any black cards game 1, but they're on like a pure Jund deck. Another Chrome Mox. Exiles Malevolent Rumble. They have 3 mana now. Running 6. They only played a land per turn, so they can't strip us this turn, but oof, yeah, I don't Really, there's nothing I can do here. I think they got us. I guess I'll play the hearse and... It's kind of what I can do right now. That makes it so they can only strip us one more time, but they have such a big mana advantage with these Chrome Moxes. Those lands out of there. Best we can do at this point. It's kind of tempting to strip them here, but I really need to get to 3 to do anything, so I think that's more important at this point. They're going to strip us again. Alright. Stalemate for now. They have a Ren and 6 that's ticking up though, so that gives them an advantage. Sure. So Magus or Palantir? I think it's Palantir. I need to start doing some cards and some pressure. I don't think Magus does enough on this board. It would allow me to start crewing the hearse, which is not nothing, but I need to keep the hearse untapped. Yeah, Magus kind of does nothing actually here because they still have black and whatever. The Fury is going to be kind of... It's going to be a turn too late for the Wary Zone Guard. We have land. Do we have a creature in the graveyard yet? Yeah, I do. Creature, sorcery, land for the Pyroglyph. I think Fury doesn't do enough. I think I have to just try to draw something better than both of these. Actually, maybe I should have kept the land for the One Ring. He's gonna mill anyways. Okay. It's pretty lucky that they milled a land, I guess, but I mean, I suppose that's like the most likely thing for them to hit. Fatal push, flute, taking flutes, okay. So we gotta do this in response. I'll just pass, hold up the hearse to block the zone guard. Oh, I can't crew the hearse. Oh wait, yeah, I can. Okay, they named ring with flute, of course. So this land will be helpful. Sold the artifact in the graveyard for Pyroglyph. So I can like push my Magus here. Gonna not do it. Artifact, instant, creature, land, sorcery. So if I shoot the Ren and 6 with the Pyroglyph, then it's big enough to block Zone Guard. Might as well play this out because I'm going to Chalice for 0 here. But I might as well play out the Chrome Box first because then I can sack it to a Bombardiers later. I need to. And I'll hold the Magus back for now because only the Magus back in case they have a removal spell for the Pyroglyph. Yep. Forgot about the Chalice Classic. Everybody does that. I do that plenty of times myself, so. I don't think Flute does anything at this point. No, so put those on the bottom. It's gonna let me draw, I'm sure. Okay. Oh, I brought the sorcery, the only sorcery back to my hand from Pyroglyph. That may have been a mistake. I wasn't thinking, I didn't realize that was the only sorcery in the graveyard. So do this. got me pretty good there. I could cast Ring just to get the trigger. Obviously I can't activate it, but I can get protection and get some pressure in this way. Turn 6 is not doing that much. Oh no, I can't cast Ring. I only have 6 mana. I just gotta keep casting like dumb creatures and I guess do this and just hope he doesn't have anything. Alright, Bombardier is exactly what we need. So if we can survive one more turn. Just need to fade a removal spell this turn. And then I think we should be in a good spot after that. Okay, I can cast Ring now. So I'll do that first. For protection. And then next turn we can Bombardier. Arglyph is a good one. Also, that should finish him off. Instant Boo, sure. Fortunately, we have the ring.
Unless it's boneless, he will never reach. Because it's to go big or actually go big, just go big.
Alright. That was a close one. I don't know if there's anything I want to change, really. We just don't have good tools for this matchup, so... I think this is the best configuration that we have. Maybe there's a consideration for Pyrokinesis, but... I don't think so. They're splashing black just for Fatal Push. That's what it seems like. This is a pretty slow hand. I think I should probably mulligan it. There's only 2 lands and no action for the first couple turns. This is better, I guess. I'll bet the Pyroglyph because it's a long way away and we're gonna have to fight through probably 100 strip mines again as usual to get there, so... Okay. This is a wary zone guard. You can get a fetch land or a Barjuka Bog with it. Yep. Fortunately, no strip. I could flute the foothills. It doesn't accomplish much, honestly. So I think I just passed with flute up here. And maybe they'll cast a planeswalker I can nab with it. Rather conspicuous that they exiled Minskambu. I mean, I know it's nice to have their Chrome Mox tap for 2 mana, but that tells me that they maybe have another one, because that is a card that is good to cast, so... Myco spawn. I have to name Strip Mine right now, because otherwise the Myco spawn trigger will resolve. And I won't have a chance to respond. Yeah, just the mana acceleration is, I think, too much here. It's too much for me to come back from. The only I mean, I'm gonna cast Fable. Then the only decision is, do I exile something to Fury their Myco spawn just to try to catch up on board a little bit? I think that's what I just have to do. And then which one do I exile? I might need a... It's like I need to play all these, but I need to play them like all last turn. This feels really bad, but it's what I have to do. Exiled my Fury, alright. Okay, 5/5. And... I think I have to... I have to try to draw a ring, probably. But if I don't, then the Fable is the one that can keep me alive, but the Monk will let me cast the ring, but I'd have to pay 3 life. I think I'll just do this. If I draw a land in a ring, that's great. I did not, I just drew the ring. Punished. Try to hit a land. The ring. All right. Next round, we're on the draw against the Luris deck, so the turn 1 Chalice will be pretty good, but they will get to go first. I have a Barrage, so I think that might help. Ponder, sure. So they're pondering in the blind, you know. It kind of is good for us because they don't know exactly what they're looking for, unless they just need to make their second land drop or something. But we'll see if they have Force of Negation. Otherwise, this one will probably be... Yeah, they don't have it. So, I mean, there's a possibility they're on Esper and that they have the... that they have Prismatic Ending, but if not, this is going to be a good situation for us. Go with Magus. Let's try to lock them down as much as we can. This does, like, leave us open to a push, but... Oh wait, no it doesn't, because I have Chalice of the Void. Got an island. Nice, that's a sweet island. Okay, so dropping Bowmasters. I'm at 12 already. That is a really cool island. Rob Alexander, nice. I cannot strip their island because it's a non-basic, so... I'm probably supposed to just barrage the token. And... Or maybe just play Fable is better. Yeah, let's just play Fable. Let's just advance our game plan. I don't think the Bowmaster is much of a threat at this point. But I considered the token because, yeah, people forget about Chalice a lot. I considered pushing the token instead of the creature because that, if I put the creature in the graveyard, it lets them treasure cruise stuff faster. Plus, conceivably, they could get a swamp and play another Bowmasters, then this would be bigger. So discard Chrome Mox and Pinnacle Monk, sure. Let's draw 2 cards. And oh shoot, I forgot about the Bowmaster. My bad. So we're gonna have to take a hit from the Orc this turn, but we can take care of it next turn with Shatter Skull Smashing, as long as I hit a land. They're just filling up their graveyard for Treasure Cruise. Argoyf seems good. These both seem good, actually. They want to mill the Powergoyf, they'd have to take 4. So I'll put that on top, and then either way I get a good draw. Have a force. Sure. think it makes sense to hold the Shatter Skull since it's an answer to the troll. I think this is lethal. Just want to double check so I don't punt this game, but if I play Broadside Bombardiers, copy it, attack for 6, and then sacrifice like this, and that's like more than lethal. Alright. So we're up against blue-black. Looks like pretty stock blue-black. We just want the Blood Moon. Some people like Roiling Vortex in this matchup. I'm not sure about that. I like to trim Chrome here. I think that's okay to do. It's harder to go all in against them, but because they have free counter spells. So you can get punished by the card disadvantage there. But I think it's also reasonable to cut some of the clunky stuff at the top end. This is Charlie, this. Opponent goes first, we're on the draw, we have a turn 1 Chalice, but like nothing else. I don't know if that's good enough. Kind of a bad hand. Let's give it a try. I don't know. We'll go all in. We need to just draw lands and then it'll be okay. I could definitely see it being correct to mulligan this though. Like we have the thing that's really good against him, but we don't have anything else, so. Is that hydroponics? Okay, that's nice, that's nice. Exactly what we were looking for, I think. Looks like they have a counter spell. Looks like they have force, but let's just make them use it. Just judging by the pause that they got priority there. But they have to 2-for-1 themselves if they want to use it here, and then they're down to 1 card. I think that's okay for us. Yeah. Okay. Go Tamio. Follow up.
This is an interesting story.
So I could Fable, but I think it's safer to just remove the Tamio and not let them do anything. They could have a Brainstorm in their hand that could get out of hand. I guess it hits Planeswalkers too, so maybe not. If they have the Brainstorm. I mean, I think maybe I should have just Fabled there, honestly. Considering that Barrage can hit Planeswalkers. Pretty painful to put this ring down, deal 4 damage to myself to cast it without any pressure on the board. I'm gonna do the Fable first. I don't know if this is right, but I really don't want to just like hand them a free win by killing myself here. I think I would like a painless land, so I'm gonna do this. I have no cards in hand. Alright, let's attack with the dude. Alright, we got my guy there. It's correct in response to float too, I think. There we go. Now I can cast Palantir this turn also. Alright, good game.